Ready to do? 1, 2, 3, start.
Good afternoon, people. Welcome to the Ask Me Sports session of ICICI Lombard. Today, on the occasion of International Women's Day, we have with us the nutrition genie Pooja Makhija, a celebrity nutritionist who has been a nutritionist to stars like Deepika Padukone, Ranbir Kapoor, etc. Pooja has also authored 2 books, Eat Delete and Eat Delete Junior, which are the best sellers. Today, she is going to talk to us on women's fitness and wellness aspects of things which women should take care of in the sedentary lifestyle.
Hi guys, happy to welcome you on Women's Day. A very, very warm wish. I know every day is our day, but this is a celebrated our day. The purpose of this talk was to enlighten all our viewers more about good health, nutrition, fitness, food, and how they can take care of their overall well-being, health, insurance, all of that, so that we can do a all-rounded composite nurture of the women in power. Because if the woman at home is well taken care of, not only herself, but the house, the family, the society, the community, the city, the country is all well taken care of, because we bear the torch of good health for the rest of us, our families as well.
So, Pooja, before we start with the questions, wishing you a very happy Women's Day.
To you too.
Thank you. So, the first question we would like to ask is, what are the important things you think a woman should do to protect her health?
Well, like I said, it was very well said once, where I read, it said, teach a man, teach an individual, teach a woman, and teach a family. So when we're looking at nutrition needs or health needs, teaching the woman is the best way to make sure that it passes on to everyone else in the house. What are the tips, or what are the specific questions of how we should be taking care of women's health?
Yeah, some important things or maybe suggestions how we should, women should take care of themselves.
I would think that in the whole hustle bustle of life, the mums, the wives, take least of their concerns to be priority. And most important for all of us is our family and the health of our children and everyone else at home. So the first thing that we tend to do is to keep our needs out of focus, or our needs behind everybody else's need. My daughter wants eggs for breakfast, but my husband wants idli, and my mother-in-law will have her porridge, so I will not eat breakfast. So there are many times where the health and priority and demands of our family completely backtrack what we need. So the first thing I would ask all our viewers to bring to notice and bring to attention is the fact that if your health is not fine, my love, if you haven't taken care of your nutritional needs, you haven't eaten on time, you have skipped meals, you are not taking care of your body, mind and body. Remember, how we eat not only affects how you look, but it also affects how you think. So if you are not eating on time, you are skipping your meals, you tend to affect your mind, and thus the patience, tolerance, and everything that as a woman we need to have. Most importantly is multitasking. While at work, we are organizing the kids' pick-up, the driver's drop, the husband's tiffin, and we are working and we are giving our updates to our boss and our presentation to the colleagues. So if you want to be mindful of everything you do, please never skip meals. Please learn to create a schedule of your own. Use technology, so let there be a little reminder. Your phone can beep every meal time. I always recommend it should be small, frequent meals. So if you want to take care of your health, don't say एक ही time बैठ के खा लूँगी, ब्रेकफास्ट स्किप करके अच्छा लंच ले लेंगे और फिर बीच में कुछ नहीं खाएंगे, पूरा दिन फैमिली का ध्यान देंगे या ऑफिस का ध्यान देंगे, and then eat a big dinner. That's not the way to do it. A good way to do it is to break up your meals. Let technology remind you. There are several apps these days that will give you reminders for water, for your vitamins, for your food. So make sure that you're using these help so that you are taking care of yourself. I am not asking you to ignore your family or ignore work and only be bothered about your diet. I don't think any mom or wife or a woman can do that. So please make sure that your needs are also addressed. If you are taken care of, trust me, you will do a far better job as a mother, as a colleague, as a boss, as a wife, because you are what you eat. And if you learn that right, you live right.
Like you rightly said, Pooja, women tend to ignore their health issues when it comes to their family needs. So what do you think are the medical symptoms women should never ignore when it comes to their health, and what are the things they should keep in mind to make sure that they have a healthy lifestyle?
See, it's very important that you do your periodic health checkups. Like I said, it's very natural for us to remember what dates our kids need a vaccine, and my husband needs to go take his B12 injection, and at what age does my child need which vaccine, whether it's polio or so many others. We never forget those dates. But as we grow older, we must also take care of ourselves. Periodic health checkups, hormonal checkups, pap smears, breast examination. These may have taboos, these may have banned words, but if you're not going to take care of yourself, you're not going to be able to do a wholesome job of your nurture. There should be some health insurance plan that you have signed up for. That only makes sure that in case illness strikes, or in case we do find a health episode that needs medical attention, your economics is well taken care of. ICICI, for that matter, has a very nice health insurance plans which has periodic checkups, OPDs, second opinions from doctors. So in that way, it covers your needs and it helps you take care of yourself better. So please make sure that you set up a particular month. For example, I see March as a month of doing my blood tests, and now is March. So maybe because that's my birthday month, I think that should be the way you could do it as well. Just make sure that on your birthday month, you do a tad bit of physical examination, you do blood reports, you do the other tests that are required depending on what age you are. If you're far younger, there are far lesser tests you need. If there is a family history, you need a little bit more investigation. So please make sure that you are aware individuals taking care of your needs just as well as you take care of everybody else's needs.
So often we see there is a tendency in women to skip their breakfast during morning and hustle bustle. So could you throw some light on how important breakfast is as a meal to start our day, and if we skip breakfast, how it's going to impact our health in the long term?
Fabulous question. And just like these questions, I'm also inviting any more questions you girls, women and men, whoever are watching our talk have. Please put it down in the comment section and we will try to address as many as we can, whatever related, whether it is food, nutrition, fitness, overall health and well-being. The importance of breakfast, extremely important, guys. It is a break of a fast. We haven't eaten anything for the last 8, 10 or even 12 hours depending upon your sleeping times. Therefore, breakfast is a jump start of your metabolism. It is the first fuel you're giving your car. Imagine if early morning you wake up and drive your car, whether it's a BMW or a Fiat. If there's no petrol in the car, can the car do a good job? But our bodies are so magnificent that even if we are not going to be adding any fuel to it, and we start working and taking care of our kids and sending them to school and cooking for ourselves, cooking for our family, your body can function just fine. There are many I know that go for a workout on an empty stomach. That's one thing that I'm always against. Please make sure you fuel your body within the first hour of rising. That's one of the best secrets to good health, less acidity, higher fat burn, and a higher metabolic rate. Breakfast is an extremely important meal. It is a meal that is supposed to be the biggest you can have, okay? Because it's the start of the day, your activity patterns are the maximum. You are more mobile, running around, taking care of household as well as office and kids and everyone else. So your activity patterns are at the highest. Your heart rate is at the best. So please make sure a breakfast is a wholesome breakfast. It could be dal chawal for breakfast. It doesn't only have to be breakfast foods for breakfast. But make sure a breakfast is well eaten. It could even be last night's dinner, my dear. Remember, it doesn't have to be fresh. If you haven't cooked it, if you've stored it well, if you've heated it well. You can even eat dal chawal for breakfast or roti sabzi for breakfast. But please make sure you recharge your bodies and give it a good kickstart in the morning with a wholesome breakfast, so that you can take on the day and do everything that the day demands of us. And we do know that our day is a far heavier load than most of us can handle, because we are not only taking care of family, but we are also taking care of careers and profession. And for that, taking care of your breakfast is the best way to make sure you do a good job of it.
Thank you, Pooja, for that answer. Okay, so what are the diet and nutrition suggestions would you like to share with people, or to tackle various unique health issues like pregnancy or menopause, etc.? So what should be the nutrition intake and things to be kept in mind?
Well, as a woman, we definitely have various stages in our life, right? So we first have nutritional needs of when we hit puberty. Then we have nutritional needs of when we get pregnant or when we are breastfeeding. Then comes menopause. So as a woman, our body goes through a lot of hormonal changes, and addressing your health is very, very important at each of these stages, because your food is what changes your response to all of these changes that our bodies are going through. The first and most important myth that I'd like to bust about pregnancy is that the fact that I'm eating for two. Well, if you're going to eat for two, my love, you will look like two, even once the baby is out of you. And if you want to look like two and then work to break yourself back to one, it's going to be far more hard work for you. Our babies are anywhere between 3, 4, if at all anything more than 4 kilos. Anywhere between 2.5 to 3, 4 kilos. If you're going to put on 20 kilos of weight only because you thought, this is a good time, I'm supposed to put on weight, so let's just eat whatever my body I crave for. So cravings during pregnancy is quite a myth, right? Physiologically, you cannot crave dark chocolate Belgium ice cream or mere mom ke haath ka gajar ka halwa. So those are all things that you always loved, but always kept it suppressed because you were trying to watch how you look. However, now in pregnancy, you know you're allowed to gain weight, so you feel I might as well eat all the foods I love and put on the weight. I'm not saying don't eat it at all, but you can't eat it on a daily basis. Please don't increase your fat balance and your bank balance while you are pregnant. It's only you who will have to work towards it later to reduce it. No one's going to help you. Once the baby is out, the whole focus of attention is going to be that little child who's in everyone's arms and ooh so cute and ooh so nice, and you are just one nursing cow who has to even lose the weight. So please don't gain excessive weight. Mums, girls who are watching, make sure that you eat right. Remember, not only is it important for you to eat right because you want to not gain weight, but the health of your baby starts from within your womb. So if you're going to expose your child to a lot of sugar and a lot of fried, those are the taste buds that the baby is also going to learn to love. So you are teaching your child also good or bad eating habits right from when your baby is in your womb. So make sure you're eating well, make sure you're eating balanced, make sure you're eating nourished food, so that you are teaching him the right eating habits from the beginning. Of course, having a health insurance package at that time does work, because then it covers all your needs, prenatal, postnatal, and or during the pregnancy, the delivery of the baby. All of them are very helpful. Even during menopause, that is the time when all our hormones are at its lagging end. The peaking of estrogen during our pregnancy is now all going down. Again, a difficult phase for we as women. We are the only ones who have to go through all these various hormonal roller coasters. Men happily have the same hormones from day one to whatever. That's why it makes it even more important for us as women to take care of our health. And not taking care of our health is not going to be helping us. So therefore, guys, make sure that your nutritional needs are addressed even during menopause. Then you will have lesser problems of hot flushes, pigmentation, all of them become more difficult only because you're not nutritionally eating well. So take care of overall eating, eat every 2 hours, have small frequent meals, do a glass of vegetable juice. It's an excellent way to get good nutrition into your system with potent antioxidants and vitamins that will help your skin, it'll help your hair. So to make a glass of vegetable juice, you take any 3 different colors of vegetables present in your fridge. For example, dudi, tomato, carrot. Put it into a mixie with a little bit of water, blend, strain, put 50% of the fiber back into the glass. If you want to add a drop of lime, and slurp it down immediately. It is potent nutrition, excellent for your hair, skin, digestive system. This is not only during menopause girls, but you can do it during puberty, you can do it even when you're little children, so that you never have acne or pigmentation or freckles. It helps you a lot if you eat right, and you eat right from the very beginning.
So, in today's busy time and hectic schedules, what are the best ways for women to remain healthy and to stay fit?
Best ways?
Or any particular way?
Well, like I said, you are what you eat, and if you want to stay fit in today's fast-paced roller coaster life, where we're basically running, we don't know when we started 2018, and I can't believe we're in the 3rd month of it already. I just feel we celebrated New Year's just the other day, and very soon we are going to be celebrating New Year's and Christmas, and the year's over. Well, they say when time flies are happy days, so we are happy for the time to fly, but in this roller coaster, if you don't take care of yourself, you don't take care of your health needs with good nutrition and good exercise, then it's going to make it very difficult for you to maintain and sustain good health. So having health insurance or having policies that take care of you helps you vastly. There was also a very interesting initiative that ICICI had done. It was called Do the Difficult. Extremely gorgeous initiative. Why? Because it says, let's give up something that we love. Okay, let's do something that was difficult. It was difficult for me to wake up in the morning and go for a walk. It was difficult for me to give up chocolate. It was difficult for me to drink 2.5 liters of water. We all have our difficulties, but we then make the effort to make slowly and steadily one difficulty at a time, so that we are working towards our health. Remember guys, your body is your temple, and if you don't take care of your temple, it's not going to take care of you when you need it most. So when we have age by our side, we might feel that we can gain 5 kilos and starve and lose it again just because we have to get into a dress or a wedding. But don't play with yourself. Your body is your one temple. As hard as we try, we're not getting another body. We may have insurance, but we're not going to get a new body at the age of 50. So don't abuse it. Take care of it. Give it good nutrition. Realize what is important for you, whether it is by reading books, whether it is by going to a nutritionist. Find out what are your nutritional needs and eat according to that. It is an investment, but it is a long-term investment for a life without health problems. That's the most important one that we want, right? We don't want to be visiting doctors. We don't want to be going from a cardiologist to a nephrologist to a diabetologist. We want to live life according to our rules. And if you want to do that, you must pay attention to what you eat, how much you eat, and when you eat.
So, Pooja, we see that women's wellness is a very raging issue these days. And we also observe that hormonal issues like PCOS and PCODs have become very common amongst all the age groups, be it teenagers and people in 50s and 40s. So, what kind of nutrition advice would you share with people to deal with such kind of issues?
Well, like I said, our body goes through various hormonal highs and lows, and PCOS is one of them. It is affecting little teenagers to older women because our hormones are going up and down. It has slipped. So our hormones are going up and down. Because our hormones are moving, it is becoming difficult for us to maintain the regular menstrual cycle, right? So if these menstrual cycles get disrupted because of added body weight, because of wrong eating habits, tad bits because sometimes it is genetic, we must address them. In most likelihood, most PCOS or polycystic ovarian disease, polycystic ovarian syndrome problems are related to more abdominal fat. When we have more an apple-shaped body, we tend to have more of these hormonal problems. So work towards getting rid of this abdominal fat, because it is this abdominal fat that is causing wastage of insulin in your body and thus these hormonal problems. So regular fitness regimes, a good cardio, which could be as simple as going for a walk round and round in your building, or if you have access to a treadmill or a cross trainer, you can go swimming, you can play a game of badminton, you can play any cardio where you take your body weight and move it against gravity is called a cardio activity. If you are overweight, do a cardio maybe 60 minutes, 7 days a week. If you can't, do it 5-6 times a week. Eat right. It's extremely important, darling. Just because you exercise, you can't eat anything and everything. Just because you went for a walk for an hour, then you'll go eat one samosa or one vada pav is not the answer. It is a balance between good nutrition and exercise. And if you get rid of your abdominal girth, you will get rid of problems such as PCOS and PCOD. And like you said, why is today women's health a raging issue? Because finally everyone's realized that we are the ones who take care of everyone, right? And if our health needs are not taken care of, automatically everyone else that is near us, whether it is our family or our extended family or the society or the city, everyone takes a toll of it because we haven't taken care of ourselves. And through the generations, it has been engraved to us that we come last and our family comes first. Finally, now everyone's waking up to say women's health is important, because if she is fed well, if she is well taken care of, if her hormonal, nutritional needs are well addressed, automatically she is far healthier and thus everyone else in the family is healthier, right?
Any personal tips which you would want to share with our audience today? Any personal health tips?
Well, I always recommend eating small meals. I always recommend eating within the first hour of rising. Never start your day with caffeine. Make sure that you eat something before you have your cup of tea or coffee. It could be something as simple as a little khakra or a cracker or a fruit. After 20 minutes of eating, you can have your cup of tea or coffee. Then you must eat a good breakfast, very, very important. Eat small meals. Find out what is your metabolic rate, which is very easy to do. A BMR calculator is available online. Then eat according to your needs. Break up these foods. Try to get in at least a 60-minute exercise about 4 to 5 times a week if you're trying to maintain your weight, and about 6 to 7 times a week if you're trying to lose the weight. Drink enough water, extremely important. If you don't drink enough water, you will end up eating more food. And if you don't drink water, you will be faced with problems such as chronic constipation, darkening of skin, pigmentation, even hair fall, dry skin. Water is extremely crucial. And lastly, good amount of sleep. Make sure that you do not ignore your sleeping patterns. Try to go to bed at regular times and try to get in at least 6 to 7 hours of sleep every day. That way your body recharges, rejuvenates and is ready to take on the next day.
Well, Pooja, I think our viewers want me to stop asking you questions as we are getting a lot of requests. So let's take a few requests from our viewers. Divya Solanki wants to ask you, she says she works out at her office gym at around 6 p.m. So she wants you to answer her or probably tell her if she should eat anything before working out.
Well, Divya, extremely important question. You must eat something before you work out, but you must eat something small. You're working out because you want your body to exhaust the fat in your body. So if you eat a big meal and then go for a workout, then that 1 hour of cardio is only going to burn out what you've eaten. Which is why before a cardio, eat something little. One fruit, maybe half a khakra, maybe half an open sandwich, one boiled egg. Eat something little before, then head out for your cardio. And after you finish your cardio, make sure you drink enough water and sit down and eat your big meal. Whether it is, in your case, I'm assuming it will be dinner. If you're going at 6 p.m., you're done by 7:30. You can then sit down and enjoy your dinner. Eat your bigger meal after the workout and eat your smaller meal before the workout.
So, a viewer, Sakina Gandhi, has a question for you. She asks if you could name a few apps that will help her take care of her food habits and diets. What is the best time to eat dinner?
Oh, okay. There are several apps you can use, my love. Nourish Genie could be one of them. There are different apps that can help you track your exercise, track your water, track your overall health, as well as your overall well-being. I'm lost suddenly with too many names of the apps that are coming to me, but there are several that you can use depending on whether you want it to be a paid service or a free service. You could even use Fitbit. Fitbit also helps you track all of these, so there are various ones that you could use.
So we have two similar questions from Kavita Narayan and Seema Jadhav. So they ask you, they are in a very early stage of pregnancy and they want to know any specific diet form or food tips they should take when they should not feel bloated. So what are the type of food they should consume to feel healthy?
It's good that you're addressing the issue in the early stages of pregnancy. Bloating does occur. I'm assuming you're talking about bloating as water retention, which usually occurs in women because the hormonal change does make us feel a little more bloated and retain a little bit more water. But if you're eating right from early pregnancy, you can avoid all of these. Don't make sure that your salt intake is normal. Don't use excessive table salt. Don't use too many salty foods. So excess salt is something you should watch out for. Excess fat and sugar is something that you must keep under check, because if you're going to treat yourself with goodies and cheese and too much of fried and dessert, you're going to definitely gain more weight and feel more bloated. Small meals also does the trick. If you eat too much at one time, you tend to get more gas and bloating. So try and keep your meals short, small. Make sure you're drinking enough water, extremely crucial, and try and clock in few minutes of exercise every few hours, whether it is a nice stroll in your house or in your building, but some amount of physical activity is extremely important. Happy healthy pregnancy, girls, and happy healthy baby.
So Pooja, this one is a very special question we have from our male viewer. So this one's from Jay Behel. He wants to know, how can men push the cause of women's wellness today?
Wow, I like you, Jay. Well, good question. How can men push the force, or how can men reinforce women's health, is by making sure that the woman in your house or in your life is taking care of herself. Just like she asks you if you ate lunch on time, make sure that she doesn't skip meals. Just like she makes sure that she cooks what you like, you make sure that she also gets what she likes and she eats that well. Make sure she does periodic health checkups. Make sure she has a good health insurance policy so that she can take care of herself at any time. Make sure that you give her as much love, support and health just like she does for you and your family. So it's a two-way relationship, Jay, and I'm so happy that men are waking up to realize that they need to address the health of the woman in their life so that they can live a happy life, healthy life, because it goes both ways. If she is happy and healthy, you're going to be extremely happy.
Thank you so much for your time today, Pooja. I hope all the viewers got valuable information and you're going to lead to a healthy lifestyle. I will definitely do that. Thank you for your time. Anything you would want to say to your audience?
Thank you, guys. We really hope that this initiative by ICICI is going to make sure that you all wake up to take care of the good nutritional needs of your mothers, sisters, wives, and we as women to take care of other women, whether it is our friends, our colleagues. Push them to do periodic health checkups, make sure they are not skipping meals, make sure they eat on time, make sure they're never hangry, they're not hunger-induced anger. So help each other wake up and realize that food is extremely important and we must eat for good health and nutrition, and not just for taste and for entertainment, but food is nutrition, food is fuel. If you eat right, you always live right. Thank you.